A lot of people, black, white, Mexican, young or old, fat or skinny, have a problem being true to themselves. They have a problem looking in the mirror and looking directly into their own souls. The reason I sell 6 million records, the reason I could go to jail and come out without a scratch, the reason I can walk around, the reason I am who I am today is because I can look directly into my face and find my soul.
I got the whole city proud of me.
Whole city.
I got the whole city proud of me.
Whole city.
I got the whole city proud of me.
Whole city.
I got the whole city proud of me.
Whole city.
I got the whole city proud of me.
Whole city.
Don't talk the numbers, that's out of reach.
Out of there.
I know these lames tired of me.
Kind of fair.
Baby girl, I'm who we tryna be.
Yeah.
In the words of the late great Nipsey Hussle, he said, it's not what's on you, but what's in you. You know, you can put on what you want to every day when you wake up. You can, buy as many watches or as many chains that you would like, but that won't change your integrity. That won't change your character. That won't make society look at you different. That won't enable you to do anything that you exceeded to do. It will only hinder you. As black individuals in our society, we become plagued. We become hindered. We become sheltered by this ideology or a theory that's called the cool pose. If you don't know what that is, I encourage you to research it. Look it up, find the information, because that's what we like to do in our community. But this second episode will lack no information. It will have no restraint. It will give you several different ways to think of this cool pose. You may relate to it, you may not. But hearing the information and being aware of it is the first thing to do. Beat the Odds, episode 2.
Came from the bottom, down below. Remember them cold nights, I was sleeping on the floor. All you dreamed about the 4G out on feet, now they down below. And got so much money on me, I can't count no more. Remember I was in the project wall, couldn't even get along. Now they got their hands out, if I ain't give it, I be wrong. Remember I was in the county jail, none of these wasn't picking up the phone. Now they back at my line, I ain't got time no more. I started from the bottom, now I'm living. Early morning, Uncle whipping in the kitchen. Some people said I couldn't do it and I did it. Look at my bank account, I'm running up the digits. I ain't in all that doing that facade. I walk it, I talk it, I live it. Come to the birdhouse, look at the garage. My Bentley coupe got a couple pigeons. I was down on my had to go a new direction. Bought my mama Gucci purse, gave it 10 racks. Told her you ain't gotta stress it. It ain't even an emergency and a about to pull up in a 911 just to feed my dog. I told God it's a blessing. Came from the bottom, down below. Remember them cold nights, I was sleeping on the floor. All you dreamed about the 4G out on feet, now they down below. Got so much money on me, I can't count no more. Down below, down below, down below, down below, oh, 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 down below, down below, down below, down below, oh, oh, oh. Righty rich shit, I never took the safe route.
This whole theory, it took me some time to come to terms with it. Now, what I mean by that is, I started this research during my junior year in college. My advisor, Miss Tracy Edmonds, she told me, like, you got something good right here. I want you to, kind of really dig into it and look back at your life and your experiences to kind of tell your story to help somebody else in their story. And that's specifically what I'm doing. Now, when I look back and I compare my life to what the cool pose is and what it means, it falls right in line. You know, some people may believe it, some people may not. But it's different when it's somebody who's actually been affected by it, can talk to you and tell you about it. That's why my entire research of this entire project, it stems from life experiences. Because again, the best teacher in life is experience. So if you never experienced something, how can you come on camera, come in front of somebody and try to make them aware of it or tell them about it? Now for me, I can say the cool pose theory, it plagued me at times. Not in the sense that it affected my thinking of how society viewed me, but it affected my thinking of how my peers viewed me.
My name Ronald Ruffin. Me and TJ know each other. He was my roommate at Bowling Green.
I'm John Tez Bates. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Grew up on the west side, 7 Mile, Detroit. I met TJ through Bowling Green State University, my fraternity, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, and PLA, the President's Leadership Academy.
What's the deal, family? So my name is Darius Baird, and my background is I got my degree in mechanical engineering, and also I do real estate development, where we focus on residential community development, and also focusing on educating and advocating for the community to invest in real estate.
Yeah, man, my name Nard. I'm from Rossiter, Whittier, Lake Point area, you feel me? I met Thomas, we was kids. He stayed on Rossiter right across from me or whatever, you feel me? That's my mans right here. We wake up together, you feel me?
You know, Marlon Burt, some people know me as M. Dot, some people know me as Animal. You know, Instagram, Yogi_Sage, I lived on the east side till I was 10, Harper and Van Dyke, Warren and Chalmers.
I think the cool pose is just like a fake persona of who you think you are or what you want to be perceived as. So
I mean, the cool pose, man, is pretty much is a persona you put on for people trying to be accepted. Just putting in a persona of what you see, not really what you live. So I feel like somebody that's putting on a cool pose, I feel like you lost.
Somebody putting on something that they not. Everybody who think it's cool to fake it and get it and ain't doing it, it's not cool, you feel me? That's a cool pose. You putting it on, but you really ain't that. And there's people looking up to us, you feel me? And I feel like it ain't real.
The cool pose theory is a strength and a weakness to the black community. First, we have to be aware. We have to be aware that we have this cool pose that we put on and to empower ourselves and to give ourselves confidence into whatever society and whatever we're trying to do. That's our strengths, but our weakness is that we don't have the self-awareness, and we're doing it for the oohs and ahs, and we're doing it just to get clout, but not really get no financial advancement, right?
That cool pose is just BS. That's not real. This is the problem with black men, is that when we got nice stuff, the first thing they think is either you sold drugs or you an athlete. If you see a white man with nice stuff, oh, he must own a business, or he worked. Why is it different? And it could be our own fault, but a lot of it is that's the perception they want black men to have.
Mexicano, I'm working like a Mexicano. New persona, I'm moving on from Ferragamo. Get the lumber, I party with the real Madonna. Beat the odds, do numbers and remain humble. Top punches, I'm so used to this. Bugging at the pound, I'm so used to this. I know where I'm from, but I got used to this. Mansion in the hills, I got used to this. Take a booty, I got used to this. This ice flooded my wrist, I done got used to this. Chopper kind of bitches, I got all kind of flags. Selling dope all my life, I can't do minimum wage. I got used to.
So, the rock, the fist, whatever you want to call it, it's a great symbolic concept. Now, what I mean by that, it represents Joe Louis. He was a fighter. You know, he beat the odds a lot of the time. He won a lot of fights, he lost a few. But what he did embody was courage. The courage that you have to embody to, you know, not feel a certain type of way or not feel dependent on how somebody else perceives you. That's what the cool pose theory is. Everybody want to be cool, everybody want to be accepted, but at what cost? Like, what is it going to cost you? Is it going to cost you your freedom? Is it going to cost you your life before you really realize, like, that it doesn't matter? It won't take you far.
I think it have affected us all. It's just, you know, it's just really about, you know, maturity and growth. And, you know, when you finally get it in your mind that you can't care about what other people think of you, it goes from there.
I think it just really depends on like the situation. It's situational for real. I think sometimes it's okay to like have a cool pose. I think that we don't want to stray away from it and say it's like frowned upon. It's just about like how you intercept that or like how you like use that as a variable like in your life, for example. So for me, I think that like it just depends on like who you modeling as, because you could be modeling an individual that is of higher caliber and standard, and you trying to be like them and acting cool based off like the imaging that they may provide. So I think that that is something that's like centered around like growth and development. But if it's not nobody doing nothing better, or you're trying to be cool around individuals that's doing anything like great or like good for the betterment of themselves, then it's like it's not beneficial for real.
When we get back to our environment, it's like, okay, we gotta make it another day. You feel me? So it turned that turned on us. Like we want to be like them when we go outside. So we fit in the good, but not thinking we really should have been taking that other route seriously. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Like we should have been doing that, but we want to look up to older motherfuckers out where they seeing we seeing fights, robberies. Man, we only supposed to be seeing this shit.
No, because it's a different aspect. In the 90s and the early 2000s, but mainly the 90s, remember this fact that we had family television shows. Everyone was broke. Everybody was bad out here. We didn't have none of the shit we got today where everything is reality TV. Everything is persona. We didn't have that. So look,
Young land on the track.
like my goal was never to be like, yeah, I want a Benz, a big house, and jewelry. I'm satisfied just knowing I can do it. Like, if I want to get a Wraith today, I could go buy a Wraith right now. Right now. If I want to go spend $300, I can go spend it today. Right now. 10,000. My goal was I want a reputation to speak for itself. I want to be a man of integrity, and I want to work hard. And everything else will fall into place.
I'm not putting on a cool pose. You gotta have money. Like if you want to do everybody, I ain't gonna say you want to do it, but everybody want to be the man. You feel me? Everybody want to have a whole bunch of money. Everybody want to do all this and that. But
I think that's something that I like struggle with every day. Like that's something that I want to like build and work upon. That's something that I go talk, and that's why I try to exploit and learn more about like self-development and critical thinking for real. I think that's where that takes in. Like you have to pay attention to like yourself when you are put in different situations. See how you act and react to different like circumstances and situations. So that when you are in that situation, you know like, all right, bro, like I'm not doing what I need to do. This is not like the true definition of who I am. I'm stepping outside my comfort zone to fit whoever I'm with or whatever I'm doing. And I think that sometimes that can lead to like a lack of like self-growth or like self-development because you're striking around the wrong individuals.
How I want people to identify me is the way that I give back. I really don't care how people perceive me, you know, in any other aspect.
I don't know. I feel like you capping a little bit talking about you ain't care what people thought about you. Like, nigga, you cared to an extent, like you wanted to make sure they knew, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
But I was raised like that. So
you think all young black men raised in that way or come from that type of, you know what I'm saying, mentality?
The stigma and we from Detroit. You know, that's why the aura and everybody, you know what I'm saying, everybody feel a way about Detroit. Everybody, you know, because this is just who we are. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sitting on deuces while the blunt burn. Still raping rap music cause I want more. All money in, it's just us four. It's just Cobby, it's just Harvey, it's just Rempor. It's just Adam, it's just Black Salmon, both the fast. Where your 600 bands, where your Rovers at? Where your Cuban links, where your Rollies at? Where your big booty bad, they were posters at? Where you hustle, where you run from the police at? Where you ever represented hope, where the hopeless at? Where you had to take an oath for you sold the sack? Dealt with all the pressure, played it like you never noticed that. Amongst it all, put yourself on the map. Turn it to a booming operation where your focus.
The awareness of the cool pose. How you feel about the cool pose just in general?
Okay. So, honestly, when you first told me about the cool pose, I thought it was a joke. I was like, bro, did you make this up? You know what I'm saying? Like the cool pose, like, did you make this up? But then I thought about it, he's like, no, I really Googled it. You know what I'm saying? I ended up Googling it and figuring out that this is really a theory that psychologists have really thought about. And as I read about how they thought about it and how they processed it, it made sense. Because I started like visualizing myself actually using the cool pose theory. You know, going to certain environments, you know, feeling like I had to have my swag on, I had to have my bravado on, I had to make sure I was on point in order to emulate, you know, my confidence to people. I wanted people to look at me in a certain way. So,
but my question comes back is why? Why you want people to look at you a certain way? I mean, I come to terms with it all the time. Like, I want them to know who I am, how I'm coming every time. Like, oh, he ain't playing no games.
Right.
But then it's like, why? What does his say so or her say so has to do with who you are?
True. And so in that point, in instance, I feel like, you know, when we in high school, we in middle school, growing up, you still coming into yourself. Okay. You know, so you still trying to be liked by your peers. You know, you still trying to be, you know, you want that engagement and you want people to look at you in a certain way. So you gotta feel like, I gotta be the guy that got it. I gotta be the guy that got the nice cars, got the nice, you know, clothes on, even the girl. You know what I'm saying? You wanna, when you got a nice girl, or you with a nice girl, they look at you different, like, oh,
that's what you do it for.
Yeah, so you doing it for everybody else, actually.
So you think the cool pose effect, it applies for women too?
Oh yeah, because everything men do is for women. Now, with no social media, social media is around. Women think they deserve to get, a lot of women want to get paid to be in a relationship. It don't work like that. Like, you can't just be pretty. You can't just have a fat butt and you just get the world handed to you. Like, yeah, you're gonna get hit. Yeah, dude's gonna wanna have sex with you, and then that's about it.
I ain't into it. I'd rather a female, you feel me? My demeanor be for a female. You feel me? That's the whole point of life, and some niggas don't get that. Some niggas rather be, it's a whole cold right here. You feel me? And you looking at me like, you feel me? What's up, bro? Get on her, even if she is with me or something.
I really feel like just being from the city of Detroit, you know what I'm saying, and pretty much, you know, if you really come from the inner city, you know, this is just who we are. This is just, you know, how we, you know, it's just how we build. You know, if we got it, we go flash it. That's how it was back in the day.
Man, that's how I seen it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly. That's how we seen it growing up.
Everybody who I looked up to, I'm like, oh, that's what you gotta do. Like,
exactly.
It's because life is hard when you in the city and you on your own and you just got a mom. And we talking back in the day, it was a single hard working mom. So you just by yourself. Nowadays, you got a single young mom and your grandmother's 40, 35. The daughter's 18 having a baby, 17, 16. The grandmother's only 33. Like she got her own life. So now you got great grandmothers trying to raise young kids an old school way. It doesn't work. But that's not,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie, like I wouldn't say I lived for that, but it did make me feel good to know, like.
It definitely make you feel good, yeah. It made you feel good, but then when you think on that in the other aspect of it, it was our first taste of really being on our own, and the fact that we was able to do that. You know what I'm saying? It made us feel good. I know it made me feel good when I, you know what I'm saying, when I was able to go in and, you know, and pay cash for rims. You know what I'm saying? I know it make you feel good. You know what I'm saying? But like you say, it was all it was all part of the fad. You know, it was a part of the theory. You know?
Yeah, the cool post theory, man, something that a lot of people need to come to terms with, be more aware of it, because the lack of the awareness is the main problem. Like, it could be affecting you every day, but if you don't know what it is, like a common cold or the flu, you gotta know the symptoms of that. You know what I mean? To know what you have, to know the problem that you have.
At least say, like, bro, sometimes you gotta sit back, like take a step back for real. Like, realize like what you have like in front of you, and like try to value that as much as possible. Like, I know that's something really hard for like us to do, you feel me? Like, especially when I was just in those shoes, you feel me? Like you were eventually a little minute ago, you know. Nah, but for real, like it's really taking a step back, like, and realizing and paying attention to like what's in front of you. Like, you need to weigh out your options, like what you actually want to do. Like, something that you talk about a lot in these series, like directly, is like creating a plan, putting a plan together. And I think that a lot of us fall victim to thinking that we can do everything overnight, like overnight success, like people see like on social media. But a lot of times this takes like a lot of hard work. Like, it takes a hard work to be successful. So if you don't really want to put like your goals in a perspective, or like your ideas in a perspective, there's no way to like truly like show like development.
Like, a lot of us never face our fears, bro. A lot of us don't even know our fears. A lot of us never even ask ourselves the question, what am I afraid of? You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's deep. We get so wrapped up on what society thinks about us. We get so wrapped up on what the media portrays us as that we start to follow those same things. We start to do the same things, act the same ways, believe the same things that they say we do. But in actuality, you are your own self, you are your own being. So at the end of the day, you make that final decision of how you want to be perceived, how you want your reputation to stand, what you want them to think about you. Don't let nobody make that decision for you. The world is in your hands. Every decision that's to be made, it's up to you. Every entity that we live in, every aspect of life, it can only be surrounded by your own thought process. But how can we think a certain way if we don't know? That's what we fail at. Because many of us may not even know what the cool pose was, when we may be suffering from it ourselves on a day-to-day basis. This doesn't just go for men, this goes for women as well. We find ourselves in different ways and different mindsets, wanting to do different things, be around certain people, go certain places, just to try to fit that. You don't have to fit in. You can stand out. You can be you. And the clothes never made the man. The man always made the clothes, the jewelry, the cars, all made by man. So why do you let these material things define you? Why do you let them make you when you made them? It can't be that way forever. It has to start somewhere. The change has to be now. First, you change the way you think, then you change the way you act. You change the way you act, you always gonna get a different result.
What you came for? I pimp a bitch, get $1 out of state home. And don't never let a nigga count your bankroll. I'm just trying to beat the odds. Back against the wall, lace my boots and stood